Hi, I'm Kelly, and my spoken word piece is called Because He First Loved Us. I was eating lunch at church the other day when a little girl came up to me and asked, "Kelly, do you have a boyfriend?" I just kind of laughed and replied, "No, I don't." She then proceeded to question, "Well, do you have anyone you love?" And I thought to myself, wow, that is a really good question. I'd really thought about it for a moment, and this question was so much more meaningful than I realized. I found myself deep in thought while this little girl just rocked back and forth with her hands behind her back. I glanced at her smiling face, and that's when I started to have all these flashbacks from 1, 3, 5, 7 years ago. See, this little girl reminded me of what it was really like to search. In her case, she was searching for an answer. In mine, as mushy as it sounds, I had been searching for love. As an 8-year-old, I looked for love within my family. I had to have a purpose, a role to play, you know? I didn't want to be too little or too young to do anything. I wanted to feel wanted, and attention was my best friend. My family, man, my family fell short in so many ways. Days wouldn't go by without my parents having a screaming match that included tears. They were so preoccupied with themselves that they showed no interest whatsoever in my hobbies. My friends were unseen. What I liked to do in my free time was unknown. What kind of books I liked to read were unheard of. And what kind of games I liked to play? Well, they didn't care. We lived our lives like this every day, and I was old enough to know that this wasn't the norm and this wasn't okay, so I'd say, wow, I'd rather tell a stranger all of my school drama and my struggles than rather tell my parents who wouldn't have showed the slightest bit of concern. In fact, Mommy and Daddy didn't understand why I enjoyed or disliked specific things. Now, I'm not saying that things are still the same way, or that my parents don't have apathy. However, they were always so unsatisfying to me. It was like having only one half of a spoonful of ice cream instead of having the entire quart. What can I say? I do love mint chocolate chip ice cream. As a 10-year-old, I searched for love within my friends, my circle of friends. Many nights I would just go crying to my best girlfriends and venting about current situations at home. You know, blessed with the best friends that money couldn't buy. I loved these girls so much that for them I would have died. But they would never fully understand why I was hurting. As a 13-year-old, I tried to find love through a boy. A spark seems to have occurred between my best friend and I, and with that, we began our relationship. After being together for 2 years, from when we were 13 to 15, what was left of us by then was gone, and we were no more. And after all this, I always asked myself, why am I going through this pain? Why am I going through so many high and low gains? Why am I shackled to these chains? Why am I keep playing this game? And then I'd answer, I don't know. I just don't know. So I fall back into the pattern of trying to impress my parents, my friends, and myself. I was broken, crushed. I had no hope and no reason to live. The world was colorless, and I deemed myself worthless. But then, in the midst of it all of this, I had a dream. A true eye-opener, if you would. A reminder as sweet as honey was whispered in my ear and planted within my heart. You see, despite my earthly parents, friends, and insecurities, I had so much more than that. I was so much more than that. I had a Father in heaven who was interested in my everyday life. I had a friend in Jesus Christ. Who understood exactly what problems and hardships I was going through. I had a messenger called the Holy Spirit who took up residence in my heart and a confirmed and sealed pledge of my eternal state as his child. Love from God. Impossible yet possible. Impossible because God couldn't be with sinners, but possible because Christ's blood just restored my soul and cleansed my sins as white as snow. See, like Edward Cullen and Bella Swan, like Kutumtoa and Kundandi, like God in me. See, true love isn't shaped like a heart, as everybody says. It's shaped like a cross. No wonder I couldn't find love in earthly possessions. How could I have ever thought that something so finite and so limited would have been able to express to me true love? So think about it this way, if you please. Sorrow looks to the past. Worry looks to the future, but faith looks up. All the fake laughs, the makeup, and the scars on my arms, they don't matter to me anymore. So I said to the little girl this, and because this is what really mattered. We love because he first loved us. Thank you.